You are now listening to On One Radio, the talk show podcast station. At this moment, bringing you some breaking news. Like, subscribe, follow, and share for more content. This is Let's Talk. I don't count likes, calories, or blessings. I don't dine with snakes or bite my tongue. It is what it is. I am what I am. I am your host, Tony Williams, with the breaking news. All right, now, guys, I said I had some breaking news for you, and for the most of you guys, you are probably going to be clapping and hooraying about this topic tonight. Let's get down to business first. Sorry about that. This podcast contains some quotations, images, and excerpts from copyrighted material. These uses fall well within the copyright doctrine of fair use. Fair use refers to the right to reproduce, use, and share. Now, the topic for tonight is Feds take down the world's largest dark web child porn marketplace. Yes, you heard me right. So, kudos to the feds. Kudos to the feds for this. Prosecutors say the vast online store was run by Jong Woo Sun, who is currently serving a prison sentence in South Korea on charges related to child pornography. Now, we all know about the dark web, and some may not, but the dark web is somewhere you don't want to go. It's a section of the internet that can only be accessed via a Tor browser, which is designed to protect users' tracks online and obscure digital footprints. Now, to be honest about it, nobody has any damn business being on down the dark web. Damn that. Alright? Moving on. Now, Washington federal prosecutors have filed multiple charges against a 23-year-old South Korean man accused of running what they call the world's largest dark web child porn marketplace. The now shuttered English language site called Welcome to Video contained more than 200,000 unique videos or almost 8 terabytes of data showing sex acts involving children, toddlers, and infants, according to the 18-page criminal indictment, unsealed Wednesday, and processed 7,300 Bitcoin transactions worth more than $730,000. According to prosecutors, the vast online store was run by Jong Woo Sun, a South Korean citizen currently serving an 18-month prison sentence in his home country after his conviction on charges related to child pornography. The site operated from June 2015 until it was seized and shut down by U.S. authorities in March of 2018. At a press conference Wednesday morning, U.S. officials said 337 suspected users of the site had been arrested worldwide to date. My goodness. You may try to hide behind technology, U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Jesse Liu, said, but we will find you and arrest you and prosecute you. Almost half of the videos seized were not previously known to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, Deputy Assistant Attorney General Richard Downing said. There are many children depicted in these videos that have not been identified. The scale of this crime is eye-popping and sickening, John D. Fort, Chief of IRS Criminal Investigation, said. The site allegedly rewarded its members with points in relation to the amount of illegal material they uploaded, authorities announced Wednesday, which is today. One user of the site, a former federal U.S. law enforcement agent, even downloaded more than 50 hours worth of videos. Now, Sun was indicted on federal child porn charges in August of 2018 which remained sealed until today. In addition to Sun, more than 300 other suspects have been arrested in South Korea as of today, while still more suspects were identified in other countries, including the United Kingdom and the United States, including a Washington, D.C. man who was caught with the equivalent of 50 years worth of video footage he had downloaded. This site ran solely on the dark web, a section of the internet that can only be accessed via a Tor browser. This is ridiculous. Users could purchase videos using cryptocurrency, and an annual membership was priced at 0.03 bitcoins, at current exchange rates around $300. Members earn points by uploading new and popular videos to the site or by inviting new members. The site sought only child sexual abuse imagery, according to prosecutors. Its landing page stated in red bold type, "Do not upload adult porn." Prosecutors have also filed a related civil forfeiture case seeking to seize Bitcoin assets held across 24 different accounts. Now, a notable moment in the investigation came in September of 2017 when an Internal Revenue Service agent who was assisting with the probe noticed that the site's administrator had misconfigured his site, which revealed his South Korean IP address, and then ultimately revealed the identity of its owner. During the criminal probe, authorities conducted controlled buys of child porn videos from the site and eventually worked closely with the U.S. Attorney's Office in D.C. on the investigation. Ultimately, the site was seized in March of 2018 when Sun was arrested by South Korean authorities. The Korean National Police Agency, which is KNPA, announced the arrest of Mr. A from Daejeon, roughly 2 hours southwest of Seoul, on May 2nd, 2018. They later confirmed to NBC News that this was Jong Woo-sun. Liu said she could not comment on what may be happening with respect to the extradition. 5 U.S. defendants identified. NBC News has been able to identify 5 defendants in the U.S. who have faced criminal charges related to the site. One user, Nicholas Stengel of Washington, D.C., pleaded guilty to child porn charges late last year and was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Prosecutors said that he alone downloaded more than 50 years worth of abuse videos. Now, back in April 2019, Mark Roher, a man from West Hartford, Connecticut, was sentenced to 5 years in prison after pleading guilty in September 2018 to similar charges. Other defendants include Richard Gratkowski, a former Homeland Security Investigations agent, who pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 70 months in prison back in May 2019. According to the FBI, Gratkowski used Coinbase, a well-known online wallet company, with his own government passport as identification. This shit is ridiculous. And why he only get 70 months? Oh, that's right. They protect their own. Okay, moving on. Also in May 2019, across the country in Rhode Island, an Army veteran named Stephen P. Langlos was sentenced to 42 months in prison for downloaded 114 videos from the site. A Texas defendant, Michael Escobar, pleaded guilty earlier this year to downloading 42 videos and uploading 10 videos. His sentencing is scheduled for Friday. The government has asked for at least 7 years to 10 years of supervised release. When they announced the arrest of Mr. A in 2018, the South Korean police also said they had arrested a total of 156 South Koreans for either uploading or downloading child porn materials, which was unusual given the site operated entirely in English. Most of the users were in their 20s, unmarried, and white-collar office workers and first-time offenders. Although some were ex-convicts of sexual crimes, including juvenile sex offenders, one possessed as many as 48,634 child porn files, the KNPA said. Paul Jenkins, head of the Americas region for the UK's National Crime Agency, said at today's press conference that 18 investigations of alleged site users had yielded 7 convictions, with one defendant sentenced to 22 years. The case, Jenkins said, demonstrates the increase in the scale, severity, and complexity of child sexual abuse offending. Now, guys, this shit is just ridiculous, and it is getting more out of hand. So, please, protect your children. Watch where you post pictures of your children. And by all means, do not post any pictures of where your child goes to school, where you live. Don't take pictures of in front of your house, the usual parks you go to, anything that says where that child is, because the shit is getting out of hand and it's only getting worse. I'm glad that these people have been picked up and arrested, and excuse me, and some are still awaiting sentencing. But most of the people, as they said, were white-collar workers who didn't have any records before this. So it lets you know these are not everyday people that look like they would do this sort of thing. So while so many people clench their purses and bodies as they walk past the homeless or even rapper-looking type people or what they consider thugs or things of that nature, you need to be looking at these people in these suits. Scrubs, doctor's uniforms, security, hell, the police. Nobody's off limits with this. And even as some of the folks in the army, sad to say. But it is what it is, and we as parents have to be vigilant in protecting our youth. Now, this just goes to show how lax parents have become today in regards to caring and taking care of and being responsible for and protecting their children. I said a little while ago that it's a lot of children that were not even reported to the missing as missing. I mean, the site contained 8 terabytes of data. That is a lot. That is a lot. And then these people are going on that site, and well, since now the site is shut down, I mean, they probably have other sites to go to. All those sites need to be set down, but if they had no way of getting their hands on these children, there would be no need for this site. If they didn't have access to make these videos, let me back up. If they didn't have access to get these children to make these videos, to upload, to even have a site, this would not be happening. It just would not. And it goes to show that children, no matter where they are, seem to be at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to being protected. So Everyone, let's stand up and say that this is wrong. Let's let it be known and stop just going along with the program and don't have anything to say and not know what's going on, because ignorance is not bliss. But again, I say kudos to the feds for getting them. And this guy was only 23 years old. 23. At 23, you ain't got nothing else better to be doing than being perverted? But apparently not. We all want to sit there as parents and say what our kids wouldn't do. You really can't say that statement. Because I'm pretty sure this 23-year-old, his mother and father and probably family probably never thought that he would. And then again, maybe they know about it. Who knows? But we have to be vigilant in protecting children at all costs, because as you can see, there are too many people around the world who are getting a kick and a thrill out of being perverted and nasty and abusive toward these babies. It must not continue. It has to stop. It really does. It has to stop. And this investigation started back in, what was it? Let me look. I'm looking. Okay, so the site opened. Oh my. The site opened June of 2015. And it was seized and shut down by the authorities, U.S. authorities, in March of 2018. So those few years, they ended up with 8 terabytes of data showing sex acts involving children, toddlers, and infants. And this site had the audacity to put in big red letters, "No adult porn." These are some very sick people. They need more than help. But that has been your breaking news. And if any more comes up on this story, I will definitely keep you guys up to date on it. If you're listening to this on any of the podcast sites or apps, go on over to YouTube. My name over there is Tony01. Check it out. Like, show some love, share it. And stay tuned for more raw and uncut truth. For everyone, thank you. For all my own ones, day ones, thank you for the love and support and all my listeners. And you guys be good. And until next time, this has been your news alert. You have been listening to On One Radio, the talk show podcast station, bringing you this breaking news alert.